okay, this is real. I can work with this. Yo, I don't even know, like, I can't even remember the things. I tried to do everything I was capable of doing and I could afford to do. Music was the thing that was the side hustle. Dancing was my girl like that. I was a ballerina. I was the head of the school choir. I'd get home at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I was swimming. I had the best time in high school. I just wanted to be on stage. Okay. No Monday budget. Like fresh out the box. Oh yeah, this feels good. No! Oh yeah, no, that didn't work, but I tried it. Yeah, I don't know the term. Y'all will correct me. I know, but if we can top it up. Yeah, I don't even know how to answer this question. This is like a lot.
Molweni and welcome back to the Full Circle, a decade in the making. Today we continue with episode 3 as we journey deeper into the story of Bonga Gwana, an artist whose music and vision has inspired many. This episode comes as we prepare for their much anticipated live show at Wynberg Girls High School in Cape Town on Friday, 26 September 2025. What was your very first professional step that you took that made you feel like I'm really in the industry now?
I think it was after I graduated from Bridges for Music. I think that's when I had a sort of professional confidence like that. Because I've always had performance confidence. Because I know that I'm good at what I do as a singer, as a performer. But obviously on the business end, I was an absolute amateur.
You've earned serious respect in the industry. What personal and professional standards do you hold for yourself, both on and off stage?
Authenticity, and that I'm not. I don't want to present myself as someone that I can't keep up. You know, I think also if there's no integrity with the person I'm dealing with and the things that I'm dealing with, then chances are I'm gonna slip off. My standards are high in general. My standards are high in everything that I do. So even with my collaborations, I collaborate, I bring in 100%. So if I feel like the other person is not bringing integrity, and sometimes integrity just looks like bringing 100%, bring what you've got, then I'm out. Then I can't do that. But also, like, if it feels dodgy, it probably is. And that's what saved me from a lot of things. I do a lot of research and stuff. You'd be surprised. I look chilled, but I'm out there like, what is this one? I just think if I can't back it up, I'm not going to talk about it. And that's just what I live by. If you can't back it up, don't come at me like that. And even if you can, don't come at me like that.
Yeah, I can. I love that. How do you keep yourself accountable to those standards when challenges come up?
I don't want to give myself that much credit all the time. I've got a support system of people. I've got people who hold me accountable. Okay. And I think that's important. I think I'm loved enough by the people around me that they hold me accountable. Sometimes I slip off my own standards, so to say. And sometimes I just slip off and I spiral. But I've got people who care about me. I've got people who will say, Bonga, that's enough in the abyss. Get the hell out. I've got people who are going to say, listen, it sounds good, but it's not. I've got people who are going to say, it's not as bad as you think it is. So I've got a nice balance of that. So I don't want to give myself too much credit in that regard. I do want to give my community a lot of credit because I can't do it myself entirely. But also I've got a lot of people that I respect and who respect me, whom I love and who love me right back, who keep me on track and make sure that they do their best and I love them for that. I've got really solid people behind me.
Every career has turning points. You have moments, you go to competition, or milestones that have truly defined your path so far.
I think, I've always tried to put myself in competitions. And you're in any competition, but back then I was like, get down. So I think there was a time, when I entered this other competition, but when I got there, the auditions were great. Like there was a few auditions, a series of auditions. And that's great because I'm good. Now it's like semi-finals and they're determining I'm a finalist. Hey, I get there and it's a bunch of kids. My competitors are a bunch of children. I'm like, no, son, about Tomato. It was so
Around what age, maybe?
I think they were like 10-year-olds.
Oh.
There was even a group of like, I was convinced they were 8 at least. They were young, they were teenagers, and I'm like 21. And I think I was the oldest there. So, yeah, that wasn't cute. But also, I was the South African winner of the Mic Africa. That's a different competition, and I was dealing with the Dangazam. So that's...
You felt right at home.
I felt right at home there. I felt right at home, and I did what I needed to do.
I'm pretty sure you have more stories, but we still have a lot to say. So you're gonna hear more about Bonga's stories as we go by. You've also created a platform that uplifts others, the Ramblings Network. How does that tie into and support your journey as a musician?
You know, I believe in creating the spaces that don't exist, or at least don't appreciate my existence in the way that it is, without me having to go myself to fit in. I call it AUWC, and it was Ramblings of a Black Queer Woman. So I was hosting these events as poetry events and music events, and also holding space for the LGBTQIA+ community, to have a space in which we can just exist as ourselves, and also get to talk about our inter-community what's, because we've also got our own problems that we don't necessarily have space to talk about in these event spaces. So that was where that came from. And then over the years, now we're formalizing this into a business, and it makes more sense to call it the Ramblings Network, because it's no longer about myself. It's now about the community of women that have been a part of this journey since its inception. There are people who have come through while we are moving, and it's been really beautiful to collaborate with a lot of people in this project. There's been a lot of people involved as part of the Ramblings Network. So all those people, and it then became a network of people. So I think with the Ramblings Network now producing IMIBONGO, a musical expression of gratitude, it's opened up opportunities actually for employment. It's opened up opportunities not just for artists who are on stage, but also for people on the technical end of productions. So it's allowed for more than just artistic expression, which is important as the core and the foundation, but also it's allowed for community to become part of a business that keeps on growing, that also excludes us when it comes down to it. So I think my urgency, or my, I guess, with Ramblings Network is to create the spaces that I want to exist. There's only so much fighting one can do. There's only so much, hey, this is not it, I don't like it, that one can do. And on the other end, when you're done complaining, you need to do something about it. So that's what I'm doing. I've done something about it and creating spaces that I feel will allow people who look like me and who express themselves similarly to be free and do their thing authentically.
Yeah. Running a platform while creating music is no easy balance. The business side can be tough. How do you protect your creative vision while managing the demands of the industry?
You know what? We are in content creation era, high content creation era. So it's very easy to sort of lose intellectual property within those cracks, because we are creating content and we are giving and we're giving. I think if there's one thing that works for me is to have a buffer between what is our if that makes sense, because I eat with my music. So content creation is something ezawuzisa isonke. So that's just how I view things for myself. So I maintain my creative control by ensuring there's a buffer between each step. So with the music side, whenever I'm in studio, if I'm showing you content, this is studio, I'm not giving you my song, unless that's my strategy for that song. So I think with having a support system of people who call me to account with certain things, and it's a huge business again, it's music business, so there's more than myself in it. So there are people on my music side of the team who I get to consult with, City Mamela, what about this? Then we move on to the Ramblings Network and other entities that I'm part of, and we have these conversations on how do I do this, which one works for this one. But that buffer and that distinction between that is what works for me personally.
Yeah, I hear you. In your view, how important is it for an artist to collaborate and build together rather than compete?
Competition is necessary. Competition keeps you in check. And also, competition is what helps you level yourself out, so to say. But in that same breath, competition is not the end goal. You're not competing. The end goal is to collaborate. Collaboration allows for more to happen outside of competition. Because as a computer, for example, amongst each other, say by 5, and we're knocking each other out, say by 5. Whereas if we collaborate, so by 5, and we have all of these communities, we all have separate communities, say by 5. So if we're competing amongst each other, we're eliminating each other's communities and we're just reducing numbers. Whereas when we collaborate, we're adding all of those numbers together and we're building a bigger ecosystem, because whoever identifies or sees themselves through you, then sees themselves through what we're doing collectively. So it builds the network. But obviously, I say competition is necessary so that you can keep yourself in check and also keep yourself relevant, so to say, so that you can know what is happening amongst your peers, what is working, and so that now what works for you. So competition is good when you are doing it for yourself and you're like, okay, what am I trying to achieve for myself? But if you're competing with people, it's going to be a little bit tricky if you're competing like that with people.
We are almost at the end of our episode, but before we let you go, looking back, what are the key lessons or turning points that stand out as true game changers in your career?
Going to British for Music and studying music business, that was the game changer for me, because that was confidence. And then I got to do the Nando's Music Exchange and I got to travel to London and I saw a bigger world. So that expanded my horizons in such a big way. And it made me realize I can do it independently. I just need to get my ducks in a row and I need to get as much education as I can about this thing and between the interested for you. And I want to do. That was a game changer. Also getting the summer nomination independently, that was a game changer. And I got a summer nomination for New Faces to Old Problems, and the lead single, one of the lead singles in that was Unzwakazi, and it's a song that I wrote for the queers. So that for me was a game changer in the sense that it affirmed exactly what I said I'm coming to do in this industry. I'm coming in authentically as myself. And to get a nod from the South African Music Awards, I mean, there's only so many words I can use to describe that. But yeah, that changed things around. There's so many other milestones, but Ottoman did it too, so.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And that brings us to the close of episode 3 of Full Circle, a decade in the making. What a journey it's been, tracing the steps and the milestones and the vision that continues to shape Bongagwana's artistry. The circle keeps turning and all roads now lead to Wynberg Girls High School in Cape Town on Friday, 26 September 2025 for their live show. So be sure to follow Bongagwana on all digital platforms for the latest updates. Tickets are still available from 80 Rand at Web Ticket and at Pick and Pay near you. We'll see you at the show. Until then, stay inspired, stay connected, and keep the circle unbroken.